Hi, I'm Chris Louie, the director for XOXO,
And I am Joe Russell, the producer.
and we are doing the commentary for the movie. So now you should pull up your Netflix and start XOXO so you can be watching along with us. And get that ready and play. You should be seeing the Netflix logo running.
The very dramatic music. Dun
Yeah,
dun.
and there we go. Netflix presents and a Netflix original film.
Some great title design by Sabor,
Yeah,
our
Sabor
VFX guy.
Amarizodi. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even attempt his last name.
This desktop introduction was an idea that I had early on. We were working with these guys called the Shy Kids who did a short film called Noah, and the whole thing took place on a desktop. And I really loved the idea of having our introduction kind of start in that really intimate space, so you felt like you're in his world.
I remember a lot of the screen capture stuff a lot of the screen capture stuff we did. I had to go buy a 4K TV from Best Buy, and then we had to return it because we didn't have the budget for it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but then when
We got hooked up by Alienware for the computer so we could do a 4K capture off of a powerful computer that we had to rent because we couldn't
yeah
buy one.
yeah
This was all Graham's gear. Oh no, except for that micro cord. But yeah, the introduction was all about trying to quickly establish that this kid is talented, that he's emotional, or he writes emotional music. It's not just party music, and he's like a kind of bedroom whiz. A funny thing too is that I just checked out today. That exact TH management YouTube that we used in the movie,
yeah.
I left on YouTube and totally forgot about it. And then I looked at it today. People are commenting,
Yeah.
million views, lies, and like saying all this stupid stuff.
Oh, YouTube comments.
Not stupid stuff. Actually, a lot of people are saying, I fucking love the movie. One kid posted this really great thing as the movie was really inspiring to me. I'm a bedroom DJ too.
So there's Ione Sky, and we just saw a little cameo from my daughter, Tria. She's who plays the baby.
There is the Lebanese restaurant we looked all over LA for.
Oh man, that place was great,
Yeah.
and the owner was great. Was that the owner?
No, that
No,
was
that was
I
the
forgot,
kitchen.
that guy was awesome though. He shows
Yeah.
up at the funeral
Yeah.
later. This was the first day of shooting inside of, well, we missed it, but inside Graham's house was, and that was a fucking nightmare, man.
Yeah, it was the first day in Burbank.
It was so complicated. It was a shot with a baby, a kid, an old lady who wasn't an actress, Ione Sky, and Graham, and it was a moving shot with all these different sides on it. It
Yeah.
was the wrong shot to do as the first shot of the movie, but I was very insistent. Like, we got to do the first shot of the movie as the first shot of our shoot. And
Yeah.
looking back, that was definitely a mistake.
Yeah, and for all you indie filmmakers out there, Burbank is not the most friendly town to shoot in because they require you to have police and they require you to have fire marshals and
We had to have a cop there.
yeah, we had cops and fire marshals outside, like
I remember a fire marshal.
yeah, making sure that we didn't start a fire or anything.
But remember the house? The house, and going to scout that house with all those, like, with like all the kids' toys.
Yeah.
And like
No,
that
we-
really young couple who was
Yeah.
really strange. Like, it didn't seem like they should have owned a house in
Right.
Burbank.
Well, all the stuff in that house was there. I don't think we brought anything in. We just used all their stuff.
We brought in the like the pink or the yellow drapes. I think that
Oh,
was
okay,
it.
that's it. Yeah.
Her phone, Harakuju style. This was all something that my girlfriend Desiree and I, or fuck, she's my fiance now.
Yeah.
My fiance,
And now you just gave this an R rating. This
yeah.
there's enough in the movie
that
already.
Desiree and I, we really wanted to give her a specific look that kind of highlighted her innocence, and we thought that the Japanese anime Harakuju thing was just the right thing. And then this amazing look is actually, I actually love that look better than the one that we ended up with her at the festival. But anyways, they don't like it and they have her changed. Record store. Where was this at?
This was in, I think, Palmdale.
Yeah, we drove all the way to
yeah,
Palmdale for a record store.
Yeah, because we shot this at the same day that we shot some of the desert stuff. Oh no, the girls' desert stuff.
The girls pulling up.
Yeah, the
at
girls
the gas station.
pulling up the gas station. So yeah, this guy, the guy that owned this, I forget his name. He's my friend on Facebook now, but he was really nice, and he's like, yeah, man, just do whatever you want, guys. Like, he was super chill.
He was cool.
Yeah.
I shot this shot, I think, maybe.
Yeah,
here's
maybe.
And here's the song. Here's the hook.
Yeah.
Here we go. There's the logo. Woo! And that section of the song that you just heard is actually something that Michael Brune. I guess I should tell the Michael Brune story.
Yeah.
When Joe and I shot the teaser for this movie that got us financed, I used the song Halfway by Michael Brune. And since that point, the song was always kind of like the emotional core of not only Ethan, but also the movie. And after we finished shooting, Pete Tong hooked me up with Michael. And Michael had said we would either repurpose Halfway and maybe change the vocal to turn it into All I Ever Wanted, or we would just do a whole nother version. And we ended up doing a whole nother version that ended up being much better and got my sister to sing on the song. But that bit that I was just talking about was really cool because Michael came to LA after he had been working on the song for months, and we were sitting in the little edit studio listening to the song and trying to figure out what's some cool little thing we can do. And I'll never forget, I was laying on the couch, we just went to go eat lunch, and we were listening to it, and I was like, because I come from like, I used to DJ Happy Hardcore, which is all about taking like pop songs and pitching the vocals. And I was like, what if you just pitched the vocals? And he pitched the vocals, and we came up with this like great fucking like this really melodic breakdown of the song where the vocals just are kind of moving, turning, and it has this like dreamy quality that I feel really sums up Ethan's like emotional kind of journey of like just dreaming of being bigger and of finding his place in the world. And that really is, I feel, the core of the song, and I think Michael agrees, and it just came. It was so nice. It was like a little like kind of note that I had that he took and just expanded into this really beautiful thing. First day of shooting.
Yeah. Yeah. This is outside that Burbank house.
Yes. And you can see in the later shot, you'll be able to see that blue back there. That is real production design, not even put out by us. That was the family. That was their little boy's toy car that was really in the front yard.
Mm-hmm.
This was actually really funny how this came out. A relatively well-known actor came to audition for Tarek, and this is actually, I'd always known that I wanted Brett, 'cause Brett's fucking Tarek.
Yeah.
But this other kid who's really well-known, who had like a big following, it was very tempting to cast him for those reasons.
And we were getting some pressure, like the agency and Netflix are all like, hey, really, you should relook at this guy. And we're like, oh man.
And that's the thing, he was good too.
He was good, sure.
And he had this Tarek read that was like a little bit oblivious when he grabbed Ethan, and he's all like, don't worry, man, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
And trying to convince him. And that was something that stuck with Brett, that stuck with in my head. Even though we didn't go with him, that was the direction that I gave to Brett that I think makes that scene so much better.
Yeah. And then this is the bus. We shot this in Burbank in the parking lot of ATB Studios, owned by Lucy, who is a big supporter of all of my projects, and she gave us a great deal.
Jack U, awesome. Temp, never thought that I would be able to get this song, and we almost didn't. It was between this and Underworld, Born Slippy, which was for a scene that ended up getting cut. But this scene is one of my favorites. This was actually edited by the first editor that we were working with, Dustin Chow, and I think he actually picked this song too.
Oh yeah.
Either he did or that other guy. What was that other guy's name? The first assistant editor?
Emron?
No, Dwight.
Dwight Raymond, yeah.
Yeah, and
Dwight Raymond the Fifth.
I don't know if he picked the song or Dustin did, but song's so fucking perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect here. And then this bus driver, shortly after this shot, as he pulled out, he ran into a car.
Yeah.
He crashed, and then it was a lot of paperwork for me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was amazing. Oh right, and then the next day or a couple days later, he backed up into a fucking ditch.
Yeah.
Beached. He beached.
Yeah,
the bus.
beached the bus because he was trying to do a U-turn in the middle of a small like desert road.
Well, that was because we needed to get exterior shots of the bus, and I was like, "Come with me, man. Come on, just do it." And then here's that gas station we shot at the second half of the day that we shot the record store.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have a couple of drone shots in the desert. I operated those, and there was a fire marshal there with us as well. And when he saw my drone, he just saw it and said, "I hope you aren't thinking about using that drone around here." And I was like, yeah. Why, is that a problem? And he said, yeah. He basically told us that we weren't able to. So we had to sneak around. Like the girls got in the car. I think you drove them. Yeah, you drove the car. You like sneaked out the back way. Yeah. I snuck out the back way, and then we met on the desert road, and we started shooting.
Here's the
drone shots
right here.
Yeah.
Coming up.
That shot was on a ladder, and then this shot was the drone shot that we totally stole.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Like the whole movie stole.
Yeah, I hope you're listening to this, Mr. Whatever.
Whatever.
Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. We may be going back.
He was just doing his job.
Yeah. Or wherever, Barstow.
But I really think we need to find every movie we do from now on, we have to shoot in this restaurant because they were just so awesome.
This is Tarek. Tarek is based on my former real life manager named Tarek Merhab. And when I first met Tarek, he was this dude. He was this kind of hapless, so sweet, such an endearing, like, liar. Like, he would just have the biggest... He would tell the dumbest lies without realizing that everybody knew he was lying, thinking that he was outsmarting everybody. But he was so sweet and so well-meaning that you kind of just let it slide.
I think we should tell the Scotty story. So originally, Bo is his real character name, but it's Drug Guy. Everybody's gonna call him Drug Guy.
Yeah.
There was another actor, again a little bit more well known comedian that was gonna play him, and he like totally dropped out.
Crazy eyes.
Last minute.
Yeah.
And so Chris and me were sitting in the production office. We're like, oh God, what are we gonna do? We started looking at auditions, and we looked at his audition, and we're like, oh man, this is the guy. So I just like Googled him, and we found his phone number on the internet, and we called him. It was like 10:45 or almost 11 p.m. And we're like, hey, this is Joe from XOXO, and he was trying so hard to remember who we were because he auditions for so many things.
Yeah.
And once he finally got it, he was just like, whoa, guys, I'm so glad you called. And he was just like, just talk about just an awesome, loving guy.
Yeah.
You know?
He brought such a great energy to that role.
Up for anything.
So funny, too. I just read an interview with Graham where Graham was like, Scotty was so great. He was in character the whole time. And it's like, no, I think that's just him.
That's just him.
It's kind of, what does he think that he like turns it off? Like,
yeah,
it's
right.
just like, hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, he puts on his tie.
Right. This was outside the real festival.
Yeah. Unnamed festival.
Yeah. That's my girlfriend's car, by the way. That's a sign we still have. There's Sean O'Pry, world famous.
Yeah, from the Taylor Swift video. Yeah, what was the name of that song? I don't know.
Blank Space.
Blank Space.
I love that song.
Yeah. Yeah, a few days after we shot that scene, I was in a Target, and that was playing, and I'm like, hey, that guy's in my movie.
Sean actually was supposed to have a much bigger role, but we couldn't get access to a festival to shoot him playing on stage, so we had to minimize it. He was so great, such a pleasure to work with. In this scene, this features some artwork from a high school friend of mine who's actually a well-established artist named Ryan Wilson. Thank you, X.
Thank you, X.
Artist name. And
this location, this came out. This was a total miracle that we got this place.
Yeah.
We saw, there are these different locations. Websites that show you like, oh, these beautiful locations, but they don't tell you where it is because they want you to have to like pay them to figure out where the location is. So
charge a premium
and pay
stuff. For some guy to sit there and watch you do everything so you can complain about not having the lights in the right spot or
so
whatever.
if you're doing anything without a giant budget, like these are it's hard to use these sites. But we got all the images, and I started Google searching like crazy, and I put it out on my Facebook saying, "Does anyone recognize like this gas station and this exterior?"
I think we're making a really fucking bad name for ourselves. With
Why?
If anybody listens to this, they're gonna see like, oh, first we pissed off the fucking CHP.
No, we didn't
guy.
piss anybody off.
Well,
This is just a save. We just went around the system.
yeah, but all right.
I don't know. I could be wrong.
I'm not gonna take the time to go run back and delete this anyway. So, might as well just
Anyway, we found the location because one of my Facebook friends said, "Hey, I think that's on Pico around a certain street."
There was a very specific landmark that was like a building, a tall building.
Yeah, it was like a white-sided building or something. And so then I went on Google Images or Google Maps and started doing like just driving down the street virtually, and I found the spot.
Yeah.
And that's how we got that space.
And for like a quarter of what they wanted to charge us?
A quarter, yeah, a quarter or less. So,
yeah, that was.
And we were there for a few days.
We literally could not afford it, but this is amazing. I mean, this is literally that's all windows behind those curtains right there.
We had to black them all out.
We blacked it all out, and we actually turned this one big party room into both the VIP plus a Velo's VIP.
Yeah.
And
the Velo
another
scene
thing
is
that
later.
saved us too was they had built-in LED colored lighting built into the rafters in the ceiling, which we never could have afforded.
Yeah, totally.
That space was amazing.
And this was all driving around in Lancaster.
In the real desert.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to do green screens out the window, and it was so worth it because it added to the vibe. Everybody was really frustrated, especially Chris. I remember Chris being like, "What the fuck am I doing here? What's this movie?" Obviously now Chris has since become the biggest fan of the movie. We love you, Chris.
Yeah, totally.
This was one of those things. This was scene I actually never thought of. Dylan wrote this scene, but I know that Dylan wrote this based on conversations that her and I had about my relationship with my dad. And shooting this, I remember it was really important for me to kind of capture that very specific that struggle of wanting to please your father, your kind of alpha, but then like wanting to pursue your own thing. And I think a lot of kids can relate to this. I know me specifically had this exact same conversation, at various points in my life with my dad. So this is the first time in the movie where we kind of take a step outside of this party momentum. And yesterday when we saw it in the screening, I felt like at first I saw people shifting in their seats, but then after they initially did that, they just settled in. Like, it gives you this kind of, I don't know the right word to explain it, but it kind of grounds everything.
Mm-hmm.
We're like kind of floating in the clouds.
Yeah. And
then this like really puts you in, like, oh, these are real people with real problems.
Yeah.
At least he is.
And great performance.
Yeah, that's
he nailed it, and he nailed it every time. Like we didn't shoot it very much, but every time we shot it, he nailed it.
That angle too, with really great story. That angle on Ludwig, when I put the camera on the wall facing at his face. I remember when we were rehearsing the scene, Ludwig for the first time was like, well, he wants to let him go because he loves him, but he doesn't want to let him go because he's controlling. He has a certain bit of him. And I was like, oh my God, I want to see that on the face. Because I'd only seen it from Brett's perspective before.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, let's get the dad's hurt on his face so we have a balanced kind of look at the scene.
And it worked. Bus breaking down.
Good vibes. My favorite improv by Peter Gilroy.
Wait, which, like a line or the whole thing?
No, right here. Let's remember the good vibes.
Oh, yeah.
That was not... Here we go. That was so... Thank you, Peter.
Yeah, good job, Peter.
I love that.
Yeah. We kind of skipped over my favorite line is, I don't know, I think it was an extra yelled it or something.
No, that was Chris. Are we stopping to get some food or something?
Oh, we stopping for food or what?
Yeah. That got a big laugh.
Oh, that was so fun. Yeah.
Oh, this scene is so ridiculous. Brett back there. This is big Brett with the visor. Oh, I loved all these bros. These
Yeah.
guys were so good.
Yeah.
And that's Edgar. That's Pete Tong's son with the hoverboard. He actually disappears halfway through because he was only 17 and couldn't get into the festival.
He got kicked out of the festival.
Yeah, he got kicked out.
We brought him to a festival and we
Yeah.
gave him we got him in, and then
Yeah.
somebody found out he was only 17
Yeah.
and the security escorted him out of the festival.
Pete Tong's son.
Yeah.
Our stepson. But.
And he's like, "Hey, Pete Tong's my dad." And the security guy's like, "I don't care who your dad is. You're not old enough to be here." But
so this was a bigger scene.
Yeah.
That ended up getting cut. I regret not shooting it. It would have been simple, but you know, when you have the very limited budget and 16 days to get this movie done, things just got to get cut. There was a really great scene that Dylan had written that kind of just exemplified, or not exemplified, but like just touched on the generational like similarities between the 60s hippies and like kind of raver culture.
That was a handheld drone shot there.
Yeah, Joe shot that before we were going to shoot at our
At the big festival, yeah.
Yeah. Storage room. I remember Sarah was really cold in there.
Yeah.
But she was authentically grossed out by that makeout scene.
As the audience was.
She was texting me like, "This is so disgusting," while the scene was happening.
Yeah. Yeah, and all these guys are just background that we kind of just like hired at the last second. Like, hey, will you guys do this? Will you guys do this?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, sure, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Guy gets poked in the eye.
Yeah,
I cringe every time I see
improv. There's me.
that. No, yeah, there's the first cameo, the first Hitchcock moment.
And there's Ian Anthony Dale.
Ian Anthony Dale. The way
Mr.
this worked
Handsome.
out, I was working on Murder in the First, season 2, and I was sitting next to Ian Anthony Dale. I'm not good friends with him at this point in my life, and he is talking about just seeing the trailer for We Are Your Friends. And he was talking about how cool it would be to be involved in an EDM type project. And I'm
Really?
sitting there. Yeah, that's how it all happened.
I don't remember
And so
that.
I turned to him and I like started listening. I was like, excuse me, Ian, we don't know each other that well, but I'm producing a movie that called XOXO.
Right, and
that
you
is
should
all
mention how
about
your
EDM.
role was so undefined working for that DP. It was like you were just a dude on set.
I was just a dude on set, like helping out sort of generally. And he's like, yeah, send me a script. I'm like, okay. And we sent him a script, and then he met with Chris, and
yeah, and I loved
it worked
him
out.
immediately. It's kind of hard not to. That dude's so
that was
good-looking.
kismet. I mean, he just happened to be talking about wanting to be in an EDM movie as we were looking at these Anders auditions, being like, oh man, no one's nailing Anders. And then he just literally said it right when I was thinking about who we were going to hire for Anders.
When my friends came to set and they saw him, they're all like, "Oh, is that like the better looking version of you?"
Exactly.
Like, you should put him in a jumpsuit. I wore every single day. I wore a jumpsuit on set because just stealing from Winston Churchill, who actually, not to compare directing a movie to fucking getting through World War II, but in order to save time and mental energy, he wore a jumpsuit every day. So that definitely saved me from having to worry about what to wear in the morning.
Yeah, one less decision.
And also became like a uniform on set. Everybody kind of knew me.
Yeah.
This was StubHub Center.
Oh, the
That's a big
StubHub
story.
Yeah. So we lost
The summer.
Yeah, so we lost a summer festival.
A big one. Major one.
Just a few days before we were supposed to shoot all of that stuff.
5 days.
And
literally 5 on a Sunday.
Yeah,
we got the
on a
text
Sunday.
messages.
And so it was, I was tasked with finding a stadium to film in for almost no money. And so I started calling every single stadium in California, really.
On a weekend, too.
On a Sunday.
Yeah.
And StubHub Center, they just happened to have an event that day that they were wrapping up. So some guy answered the phone, and I told him, I'm like, look, man, I'm producing this movie. It's a lower budget movie. I'm just a guy that needs help, and here's the situation. And he passed me on to his superior, and they let us. They were like hesitant, but they said, okay, come on. And
well, we knew them because we scouted them.
Yeah, we scouted them.
We knew that one dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I had never met him before. I think some of you guys
went.
had met him before.
Yeah.
So we went back there, and negotiated this deal that was it's still, and they told me this while we were there, that we paid the lowest amount.
Well, it was $2,500.
Yeah.
It's just fucking insane.
Insane. They'll never do it again.
We had the whole StubHub
Center. We had the whole StubHub Center for 4 days.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah, here's another thing, too. In order to create that festival environment, I knew we needed extras. And the line producer was fighting me like, oh, we don't have money. We don't have money. And I was like, all right, fuck it. Take my fee. Pay for the extras. And then that happened.
Yeah.
But Joe was awesome enough to kind of figure out a way to still get me paid at the end after.
Work that back in, yeah.
You hear that, filmmakers? That's what you got to do. You got to give up all your money.
Yeah, definitely do not do that. That's not the right way. That's a way, but
crystals, crescent moon crystals on the side of her face. I think that was Jackie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, she looks awesome.
Yeah, she does.
And
her hair looks so
and
good.
This is Sarah's real hair in these shots.
Mm-hmm.
In some of the pickup shots, she had to have a wig because she was changing her hair color for Dirty Dancing.
And you hear those keys. That is Aaron Drake, who can't be with us today because he drank way too much at the after party last night.
And he almost never drinks, which is why he's feeling the effects of it today.
And that piano, that's her theme. I love the music in this bit. It really kind of doesn't drive the scene, but it really kind of helps accompany the emotion like perfectly.
And then here's a festival. We had to change all the signs, so all of these signs are
Sabor.
Awesome Sabor work. These are all VFX.
Oh, I did this one coming up. Remember, you found that one late in the back.
Oh yeah, with the color correction.
We had to do that. I had to do that the night before we were delivering. That helps known After Effects.
Some of our great extras that just partied and danced nonstop throughout the whole movie.
Some asshole reviewer was actually on this that I just read this morning was saying like making fun of the red arrow for the vacuum job.
Oh God, people, whatever. This guy, the security guard.
This is funny. Yeah, that's a good one.
I think his name is Kenjuan. If not, well, I'm sorry, but he replaced somebody last minute because
much bigger.
Yeah, there was a guy that he like didn't want to come to set because he was like his agent was trying to say, oh well, he needs $100 extra. I'm like, well, no, everybody's making the same money here. Can he come to set? He goes, no, he doesn't. He didn't pay his SAG dues, so we replaced him with Kenjuan, and he came in last minute.
And I was so pissed because he was like same height as me, probably weighed maybe 5 pounds more than me.
Yeah.
I was like, this dude is not a security guard. But when we put him on an Apple box, and we shot him, and he was fucking awesome.
His performance was so good.
So good.
His performance in the audition was screen worthy. It was exactly how you saw it, and that was
Brett's girlfriend.
Andy. Little cameo there.
That happened like a couple days before. I'll never know if that was a little jealousy thing or if it was like because Brett just brought it up very casually. Hey, why don't we get Andy?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Or if it was Andy behind the scenes being like, Who are you gonna kiss?
Yeah.
What's she gonna look like?
Yeah.
Text messages, so good.
I love those text messages. And there he is, Smolder.
These scenes, this is really great coloring. Like these were so boring, and now that Lee Holtman, our colorist, fucking amazing. We put some blues into here, and it really just made and then popped the reds. It makes it what looked like it's a boring ass storage room with cardboard boxes. It makes it look so much nicer.
And to speak to Ian's performance here, I think it's not easy to be in a room with a small younger female and like not come off as creepy. And he's just totally genuine. You don't feel like he's predatory. He just feels like he's a nice guy, and that's definitely his performance. So Good job, Ian.
This is real ravers. Real festival.
Going to a real festival.
Outside. Shout out to Damien, who shot this whole fucking
DP.
thing. An amazing job. He operated the whole movie. We ran that guy through the ringer, man. Can't believe his shoulder is still intact.
Yeah, I remember at times I would just go up to him with a bottle of water, and he'd take it and just drink the entire bottle of water because he hadn't drank anything in probably 2 hours.
Yeah.
He's like, thanks.
Oh gosh, this movie was so insane. Oh, here we go in the wide shot. I'm really proud of this wide shot. Wide shot.
So many VFX in the shot.
Yes.
Everything you're seeing.
Take that crowd and cut 1/5 of it, and that's the number of extras we had. So we duplicated all. We put them in corner by corner and corner, and then we just sliced them all, put them all together, and then cut out from that fence line up and created the festival behind it.
Yeah.
I mean, we did have StubHub behind it, so it still looked good.
Yeah.
But we added, like, Tabor and his team added the more tents and the Ferris wheel. There's Anthony, our beloved security guard.
Yep.
And the riot, this ended up coming together good.
Yeah. We shot a bunch of stuff to make it come together, but
Everybody thought this was funny yesterday.
so we keep referencing yesterday. Yesterday was our premiere in Hollywood. We had 350 people. I don't think there might have been a couple open seats, but
Maybe 5 or
yeah, it was awesome.
8.
It's a really fun night. A lot of the actors were there, and
I think from the beginning, the purpose of this movie was always to capture the collective energy of festivals. Funny story, when we shot the teaser, Joe had never been to a rave before, or a festival. And when we drove home the whole time, we were just talking about that energy.
how awesome it was.
And, you know, the purpose was always to try to capture that in the film. And and the agenda was always to kind of like make sure that the film was watched with as big a group as possible, with your friends and family, and to help recreate that feeling. And yesterday at our premiere, we definitely accomplished that.
Yeah. My 73-year-old landlord came.
Oh, really?
And was sitting in the back, and I had to talk with him today, and he said, "Yeah, when the movie started, it was just so loud and intense." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna like this movie." But then as the movie went on, I really appreciated it, and I really liked it. And I said, "Yeah, that's like my first festival experience. I got there, I was really judgmental because I saw these girls wearing nothing, and I was grown up a little, I grew up a little more conservative, going to Catholic school and stuff. So it just takes me longer to get there. But by the end of the night, everybody's dancing and singing in unison. It was like a religious experience. It was beautiful.
Yeah, seeing Calvin Harris, man, that night when we shot the teaser, that was, I talked about it in one of the interviews, I think with Thump, where I just said that was when I looked out at the crowd and realized, like, okay, this has to happen, because it was the exact same feeling I had when I was 14 going to raves. But just way, way, way bigger.
Yeah. more good work out of Sabor there with the wings.
And this was actually a pickup shot, this flip side of the fence. That was actually Damien's idea.
Yeah, we shot that 8 months later?
Yeah.
9 months? I don't even know. A long time.
A long time. We shot that in a parking lot for Bandito Brothers production company.
There was Dove, stunt guy that just got knocked to the ground. He's the husband of America Young, who was
was her husband?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
America Young was our stunt supervisor.
I didn't know that. That's cool. I really liked him.
Yeah.
He had a good attitude. Well, that explains it. He was America's husband. Yeah.
LaMonica Garrett.
Yeah. I'm so bummed he didn't make it to the premiere.
Yeah.
I actually, right over there, I have his prayer beads that I wanted to give him in that.
That he's wearing there?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I'll eventually see him again.
Yeah, another actor that just was awesome and supportive the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, our entire cast was really, really, really nice and
given
supportive.
the circumstances and the fucking insanity for how we had to shoot this, like, everybody was such a trooper.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so crazy shooting this with the schedule and the different personalities and the last minuteness. So this idea of them trying to sneak into a festival through a sewer, I actually stole from 2 different movies. The first was Thank God It's Friday, which is one of my favorite disco ensemble movies. And a couple gets locked in a stairwell while an awesome party goes on outside, and they fall in love. And then the second was Can't Hardly Wait, where Seth Green and this other female actress who ended up going on to do a lot of other stuff get locked in a bathroom and the door knob falls off. And I just thought it would be, one, gross and this awesome juxtaposition with the party that's going on above, but also just, you know, a great time to just really dig in deep into a couple's relationship. And originally they were supposed to be on ecstasy the whole time.
Yeah, but we had to
cut that.
Yeah, we cut all that line out.
Shout out to Debbie Germino.
Yeah,
I love
good
you,
job.
Debbie. Amazing fucking
Amazing editor.
So good. VIP, love this scene, love this song. This song happened because Pete Tong invited me out to go see Odessa live. You have a chance to hang out with Pete Tong. You drop whatever you're doing to go do that. And it just so happened that Odessa, who I didn't know of at the time, were amazing. I heard this song. I was like, this has to be in the movie. And then dropped it in that section. This is Nightmares. I forgot. Not Nightmares, sorry. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name of the artist who did this song. But we went to the festival and I just saw how insanely powerful trap was. I was like, we have to have trap as the first song that plays. Trap as the first song that plays when they enter the festival because of the power of it. And just browsing through SoundCloud, found these guys, loved it. And their manager is actually an old friend of mine, Max Dubois.
Huh.
Small world.
More of that kismet.
Yeah. XOXO on the swings.
Yeah. Yeah, so many visual effects things. We had to replace any sign at a festival, any logo at a festival, we had to replace and put our own stuff in there. We did all that in post. We had no real signs that we made because we didn't have the budget to do it or the manpower to hang them all and stuff.
Well, that would have just taken way too much time.
Yeah, and the time, yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
This shark guy was so funny.
That was they weren't paid actors.
No, they're just back. Well, they're festival goers.
There's Grady. Grady showed up last minute with his camera to be that photographer.
Oh, nice.
Why a photographer would be shooting girls on a seamless in a VIP, I have no idea. But
and here's Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic. He was really proud of the movie last night. I love those light bars, and you see those pink glow in the dark tables. Those were there. We wouldn't have been able to afford those.
Yeah, totally. And here he is.
Yeah, Ryan Hansen. Why did he show up? Did you talk to him?
No, I didn't talk to him.
Ryan, why didn't you show up to the premiere, man? We invited you.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, call us immediately and tell us.
I think if he didn't show up to the premiere, he's probably not going to listen to the commentary.
Probably not. But he another story just about actors being awesome. He was shooting a movie with Kevin Hart.
Oh my gosh.
And we needed him to come out early because our schedule changed. So he literally filmed all day with Kevin Hart in I don't know.
Atlanta.
Atlanta, right, thank you. And he got off set, flew straight here, went to set in 6 a.m. He arrived and came right to set, and we didn't even use him that day. And I had to tell him, I'm so sorry, the schedule changed. We don't need you till tomorrow. And he was like, oh, that is totally fine. And just gave me a big hug. He said, oh, I bet that was really hard to tell me that, dude. Don't even sweat it. He was just again, very, very kind about it. And he left immediately and went to sleep. This
we shot at StubHub Center on their soccer field.
Yeah.
With a limited amount of extras.
Yeah, just about what you see is what we had there. There's
pretty much. And
there's my wife's cameo, her voice, Casey.
And this is one of my favorite songs that Hitchhiker did. Shout out to Hitchhiker. He is a Korean. He used to do a lot of pop music. He's now moving into more experimental electronic. He's an amazing artist. Him and Aaron did so much fucking amazing work for the score. The Bros. This is funny. This is compiled from 3 different places, 2 festivals, and then StubHub. This is a blast. And then there we are back in the VIP.
Tripping out.
Sound design, shout out to Nathan for creating this kind of vacuum sound that goes on here. It's kind of nightmare, David Lynch thing going on. And the subtle VFX too, with like the haze and the like kind of chromatic aberration, the trailers on the hand or on any of the movement. And this is an amazing story. My mom and sister showed up to set with my brother. My brother is like my best friend growing up. He's got Down syndrome. He showed up. There he is, right there.
To the left there.
They brought him to set wearing all my old raver gear. So those are my old candy necklaces, my old shirt, my old fucking visor, rave pants. This was you don't know this.
God.
This was an actual idea. Oh no, this is based on a true story. This was a ecstasy nightmare that Desiree's coworker Rachel had. And she told me when we were out at dinner. I immediately texted Dylan, please put this in, and she put it in.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's one of the best moments.
Yeah. My favorite is the teddy bear with the tissue. If you rewind it and watch, you see the teddy bear with the tissues kind of looking down, so sad.
This moment was a creation from my writers group. So highly suggest any director, writer, workshop as much stuff as you can with your trusted group of peers. And, every version of the script that Dylan and I would work on, I would send it to them and I'd just get their feedback and I'd give them pizza or dinner. And we were just spitballing like, how about, he grabs a girl and throws her on the seat. It's like, you like girls? Like, girls, take your shirt off, give me a hand job. And like, and it was just kind of one of those throwaway ideas. And then just kind of sat with it, put the Asian thing in, did this.
Yeah.
Dylan worked it out, and awesome scene.
Yeah, and it gives the movie like one more, like that's an emotion when you watch that scene that you don't have anywhere else. So it's like another layer,
Yeah, that was funny how uncomfortable everybody got last night when that happened. You heard like 5 people laugh in that big theater.
Awkward. This is Colin's sister.
Keelan. Thank you, Keelan.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Chris was awesome too.
And this is the Cuddle Puddle.
Yeah, this is good stuff. This is true story. Cuddle puddles are real, everybody. Based on like what really happens. You saw that giant one when we shot the festival underneath that weird tent thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The music here is Aaron. This is really good. One of my favorite pieces. It just like really captures the vibe for this scene of it's optimistic but big and aspirational, but also kind of classical and a little bit looming. Like there's something else going on. I don't know. It's just perfect. Ryan and LaMonica are perfect.
Yeah, and in auditions, a lot of people played him very like stereotypical, like kind of like
cool
sleazy
guy.
And super cool. And he just came in very natural. Seems like a really nice guy. I mean, now.
It's kind of like
until later.
He kind of plays it like an idiot a little bit, you know? Like he has no idea that he's kind of a douche, but nobody's ever going to tell him that.
Right.
And that's so perfect. That's so much better than the cool guy who's super confident, you know? Like that you've seen in a million different movies.
Yeah.
And she was supposed to be his little sex slave.
Lissa Roberts.
Yeah, Lissa. I look back on this now. I guess this shot wasn't necessary.
The butt shot.
I love this song. This is my favorite song on the soundtrack, easily. I love this scene. I love her look, her frustration, the way that it plays with the song, the way the text bubbles light up. Everybody who goes to a festival knows getting lost and not being able to text. And then I love how it transitions into them being lost in the tunnel. It's just a really great moment with this song. Go get the song, Icarus, Home. The, I forgot, Lane 8 remix.
Now, all of this tunnel stuff, this is...
Phil.
We built this. Phil and his team
Phil
built
Salick,
this.
Dave Dreyer,
Phil Salick was our production designer.
Young Blood,
And
an amazing team.
This is at ATB Studios in Burbank again, and he literally built this entire thing. And
we looked all over because I was very specific that we needed to have
a round tunnel.
Yes, we
and
had
it was the bane of my existence for a while. So I'm like, here's a square tunnel.
Yeah,
here's a little bit of a triangle tunnel.
Here's a circular tunnel that's in the Coliseum or like in the gym of a fucking junior college.
Right.
That was like 3 feet tall.
So ultimately, Phil worked it out, built it, and we filmed there for a couple days.
Sonic's amazing kind of light work all throughout this scene. We got them up and moving for this scene because we didn't want it to be too static.
Yeah, Tarek, where you at?
Love this. So we first shot this and it was a clean porta potty. And I had so many things going on. I didn't say anything. And then I was like, what the fuck is wrong? There's something wrong with this. And then I think Dreyer was like, oh yeah, we didn't do the graffiti. I was like, So we had to go reshoot everything.
Yeah.
With the graffiti. Thank God we did. And the poop stains all over the toilet. And these are real extras. We flew Tarek in a helicopter above a crowd and shot over his shoulder into that crowd.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is great yesterday, man. I love this. And this song, oh my God, Disclosure, this was Temp. Never in a million years thought we would get this song.
Yeah.
Never. And I fucking love it. I can't imagine this scene without it.
Yeah, no, yeah, this was all Temp, and it's like, I can't, yeah. What else fits here? Nothing.
Shout out to Terrence Malick, Tree of Life. I stole a lot of your kind of visual references for this. This movie was always supposed to be, I always pitched it as Project X meets Tree of Life. And yeah, it's definitely more Project X than it is Tree of Life, but we definitely have a great balance of heart and like just like unadulterated fun. And I think that's the embodiment of that coming of age spirit. You're just experiencing all these extreme emotions, you know, extremely dramatic and then extremely light.
Now, this is one of the shots that you guys got when we were over time, and I'm like, okay, Chris, come back, and you just like turned off your phone, and I was like, and then I remember the line producer was like, where are they? They need to come back right away. I'm like, they turned off their phone. I don't think they're coming back anytime soon. I think I think we should just keep ourselves busy. And they're like, no, we got to get a hold of him. I'm like, he's not coming back. They're going to be shooting. Let's just roll with it.
This is my pool.
Yeah, this is the backyard of Chris's house with the GoPro.
This is one of those days Joe couldn't make it because his wife was out of town. He had to take care of his baby.
Yeah.
But we bought black fabric, or Joe bought black fabric downtown. We draped it on the edge of my pool. We shot it with a freaking GoPro, and then... You guys shot it 100 times. Yeah.
You shot it so many times.
And then the VFX brought it all together.
Yeah. So, hey, filmmakers, if you have a will, you can find a way.
Yeah. See that kid making out with her? EJ. I really loved him because, one, he's good looking. Two, because he was shuffle dancing. And I picked him out of the crowd and I was like, hey, you, can you make out with her? And then he ended up being a security guard later on. So if we do a two...
Was security guard earlier, right? For the...
Oh, yeah, he was choking a raver.
He was choking
and then
a raver.
Shows up again at the end. Oh, man. So good. This is at a real festival.
Yeah, so we had to ADR that, and it sounds really good.
This is at a different real festival. Those 3 girls in the back sent by Extras Casting.
Morg.
Great. He sent us one black girl, 1 Asian girl, and 1 white girl. It's so great. They came to set dressed like that. They looked amazing.
Yeah.
They fit the part. They look like a realistic group of girls. I really loved it.
And Cachet is the black girl, right?
Uh-huh.
So she has just been such a great supporter. She came out and was even a PA for one of the days.
I don't remember that.
Well, I think she did. Oh, maybe she didn't. I think I have her in my phone as Cachet the PA. I think she wanted to do PA work. Maybe that's why. But
I love this scene so much. This scene. So this is how losing that big festival in the summer really was a benefit.
Yeah.
We never would have been able to shoot this
Right.
intimacy on a side of a hill at magic hour inside of a live
So
festival.
this was another StubHub Center save.
Yeah. This was at the edge of the StubHub Center at the very top in like a grass field where people can camp out and whatever, watch a soccer game or whatever's going on there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It was the end of the day. It's one of my favorite scenes, which funny played totally different than how it was when Joe and I were editing it in the editing room. It was always way emotional and kind of like a little bit of a tearjerker. And people were just cracking up yesterday.
Yeah, with the Ferrari line.
That VHS thing, I didn't steal it, but it was like an idea that I got from My Own Private Idaho, Gus Van Sant. The River Phoenix character is... Oh, sorry about the dog, about sound. I don't think you can even hear it. Hopefully they can't. But anyways, the River Phoenix character is like kind of tormented by memories with his family. And when he's talking about his family, it just cuts to 8mm footage, really nostalgic looking of his family. And I was like, oh, well, we'll do that, but with VHS, which is the 8mm of at least my generation. I don't know. I asked Brett about this beforehand. Brett is obviously like 10 years younger than me. And he said, yeah, I know that look, VHS. But I don't know if he grew up with it.
Yeah.
But whatever.
That's weird to think that people don't know what the VHS look is.
Yeah.
It's gotta be like a Snapchat filter, right? The VHS it's gotta be
people
something
know.
that they know about.
It's just like you and I didn't grow up in the time of 8mm, but we know what it is, and we know that nostalgia attached to it because of the older generations using it.
Yeah.
And I stole this idea from Hannah and her sisters. So we were running out of time in the VIP room, and the AD was like, look, you got to shoot 3 scenes in 3 hours.
Yeah.
So you have to come up with really quick setups that you don't have time to light. And, well, you do have time, but very limited time. And you have to get them done in a really quick way without too much coverage. So Hannah and Her Sisters was one of my favorite Woody Allen movies. And there's this amazing scene where they're sitting at a dinner table. The sisters are all chatting and the camera just wraps around the table. And it stuck with I saw that in a film class at UCLA and just used it for that scene. And it also adds to the intensity of that scene with them doing dancing circles around him.
And great work by Damien. Getting all that. And Clint, our first AC, keeping everything in focus, which is like...
In that dark room with very slow lenses.
That's skill right there.
This was a combination of real festival and pickup shots inside of the Bandito Brothers space where we actually created our own rave, contained rave. Like those close-ups I didn't get because of the insanity of the festival, and they really sell this whole little blow-up. This song, too, was one of my attempts. This is Fatboy Slim. This was my favorite song when I first started going to raves. So it was really awesome getting to use it.
And glow sticks were not allowed at the festival we were at. So as soon as the guy that was watching us saw the glow sticks, he's like, hey, you need to get rid of those glow sticks. We're like, okay, yeah, I'll go tell them.
Dude.
And I slowly started walking to go tell them.
We can, let's just tell that story too. So go all out. So we got access to Unsaid Festival, and we were very specifically told the rules.
Yeah.
And we had a representative from the corporation that owned them along with us who was policing the whole shoot.
Yeah.
It was awful. And they were very specific about where we could go. And we had one stage that we got. But of course we wanted to get on the main stage for that last shot that we didn't get. So at the end of the night, we grabbed like the last shots that we needed. And I told the crew, I gave heads up to Joe too and everybody else, like, all right, we're going to fucking go rogue and we're going to grab everybody and we're going to run off and we're going to go steal shots on the main stage just like they do in the movie.
I did not know this plan.
You
did not tell me because...
I told Tina.
Okay, you told Tina, I believe that, but I didn't know because after we were done shooting, the guy that was watching us, doing his job well, watching us, preventing us from doing stuff, was like, hey, where's Chris? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where he or the camera or the cameraman or the camera assistant are. And then I just look at this trail of where you guys went, and I'm like, oh, so they're probably on the main stage.
Damien has footage of it. So we got our last shot. can put that footage out online maybe if anybody wants to see it. We got our last shot, and you could literally just see us all. I told everybody, and we're gonna fucking book it to the main stage. So we get to the main stage, and have the camera. We're trying to. The plan was to actually crowd surf Tarek because of that shot where you see him land in the crowd. And when we got to the main stage, we're getting ready. Security guard's telling me I shouldn't be there, and I'm like, hey, trying to bullshit him. We got authority to be here. And then I see the owner of the festival running towards us with fire in his eyes, and he blows right past me, and he just runs up to Damien and starts cussing him out.
And grabs the camera.
Yeah, and me and Graham kind of book it, and we go out hiding behind a wall, waiting for things to cool off. And then I see Damien walk out without a camera, and
they took the camera from our crew.
Yeah, literally took it from us. And then Joe, and then I run back to base camp, like get the drives, get out of here, just in case they try to shut us down and take everything. And so we did that. We had the drives taken away, and then Joe, like a hero, comes back probably about 2 hours later
in the golf cart by myself,
right.
with the camera.
without the
footage,
the memory card.
Yeah, they took the footage. But we eventually got the footage back.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
That was fun.
Fun. Oh my God. So this again, great job, Phil. This is not a festival. This is in a parking lot of the Bandito Brothers.
We got the Bandito Brothers, great price, to our other producer, Max Leitman. Thank you, Max.
Yep. Oh, and here's one of the best performances in the film.
There's Joe. You'll hear his voice. It sounds familiar to the voice you're hearing now. Yeah, this was a fun scene. We shot this at that festival that... Howie, be quiet, man. Sorry, I'm talking to my dog. He's being annoying right now. So they were supposed to be tripping. This was one of the most difficult scenes for Debbie and I to cut down because we decided early on that it was a repeat beat to have them be on drugs because Tarek was our kind of eyes into that drug experience. So Debbie and I removed that, and then that kind of changed the dynamic of everything. So we had to re-edit their whole sequence to, one, take out any drug reference, and to, two, to kind of make them not be tripping out in any way. And I think it really worked out because under those circumstances, a couple that's kind of at odds already or that's been together 7 years as they have, and you're in a circumstance like that pressure cooker of being underground and also knowing that your relationship was coming to an end, like, yeah, tensions are going to flare just like it did for the characters when they were on drugs.
Again, our what do we have, 20 extras that day?
35.
35. Try to make it look like a lot more. I think it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, just framed everything out.
Cropping.
Long lenses. And then this was real festival.
Yeah.
And so is the wide shot when we turn around. This one. And this was patched together, man. That was real festival. During the operation, other was real festival, but like they gave us access before the festival happened. And then this was at the corner of Bandito Brothers.
Yeah.
And it works really well. It's crazy, man, how we pieced the movie together from all these different locations. And I honestly don't think, I mean, if you really want to look at it, you can be like, oh, the hue in that light is different. But then you could always justify it and be like, oh, well, the lighting is different in that corner of the space. One minute longer with you?
How did Haley come on board? I forgot.
Haley,
how that worked out.
Colin, thank you to John McAllery, our amazing casting director. John early on was like, Colin's the guy. Colin's the guy.
Yeah.
And John never pressured me on anybody, so I knew when he was saying that with Colin that. Sorry, he was saying that because he honestly believed it, and Colin was the guy. So I locked in Colin, but then I knew that the dynamic with him and the Shanny character had to be, the chemistry had to be right. So I temporarily locked him in based on bringing in various girls, and Haley just had the right energy, and she had that right kind of masculine energy that was the balance to Ray's like feminine energy. That was always the thing. That was Dylan's thing. I mean, I think no, I came up with that, but Dylan filled it out in the script that he's like the beta in the relationship. And his arc is like him going from being the beta to taking the lead in the breakup and being man enough to let go.
Yeah.
I love this. This is Zig, man. Zig did an amazing job writing out the music and letting it die right when Ethan breaks up with Tarek. Zig Gron, music editor, who I thought, I don't need a music editor.
Yeah.
I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
And he did these little bits that had huge impacts.
And Phil, again, doing this on a shoestring.
No budget, man. We put mirrors up in the corners in order to
walls.
extend the set.
Yeah, to make it look like it was much deeper.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This looks massive.
This was at EVS?
EVS in Burbank.
It was like a 20 by 20 by stage. Maybe a little bit bigger. Was it 20? 20 feet?
I don't
It had to have been bigger. That's pretty small.
Yeah, it was probably 30 by 30.
And oh yeah, this is a Showtech song. I gotta text the guy from Showtech. He just texted me earlier. Song that came in as a last minute replace. Thank you, Showtech. Love this scene. My directing partner, Bill Barminski from Walter Robot, early on when I was telling him about the story and this character, he was just sitting this and riffing, and he goes, why doesn't he sit out there looking at them and go, fucking cows, $10, $10, $10. And I was like, that's golden. And immediately took it and got it into the script. And it's so good how Graham is just quiet in this scene, taking it all in.
Yeah. Bullshit.
That's good.
Love how he says that.
Yeah. Sorry for a little bit.
Good talk, buddy. Sorry
for a little bit out of sync here. We had to restart a little bit, but I'm sure we're never going to be perfectly synced because people are starting it on their own. This was really great. We held off on the close-ups until this scene because I always wanted to get closer and closer to them. And, I mean, they both look really good in the close-ups. We greased them all up so their skin was shiny. Excuse me. Music here, oh my gosh. Aaron fucking killed it.
Aaron, yeah.
This was actually temp. This is so funny. Aaron kind of was just riffing. He knew the story, read the script, saw some of the footage, and he sent some temp stuff. I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. And that was the music for this scene. And we made small adjustments. Skinny dipping Ash Meadows. That's what I did with Dez. Ash Meadows is in Death Valley. It's an amazing oasis.
Wait, you took her there too to go skinny dipping?
Sorry. Man. Joe and I did it a couple times before.
Yeah, we did it first.
I love that when she says that right. That's right, and turns her nose up.
Yeah.
Debbie wanted to cut that out. I loved it. Love this music. Listen where it turns up into a sustain. Right there. Still a little bit of magic.
Yeah.
There. Just a little bit. And then this. Oh my God, this was so nice watching this with the crowd last night.
Yeah, there's like no one was breathing.
Yeah, it
Everyone
was
was
so
so
good.
worried about Sarah or Crystal.
Yeah, it's so funny. So we had, in the rough cut of this, we had nothing. Dylan and I never wrote anything in the script for the text messages between her and Jordan. Debbie and I actually wrote all the text messages.
Mm-hmm.
And when we had early cuts of the film where we just had like just total filler, didn't even think about it, text messages between them, I would watch this scene and I was like, yeah, it's a nice scene, but I had no feeling. Then after the first time that we put words into those text messages and I watched this and I like got angry and I was like feeling protective over the character.
Yeah.
And I really was like, let her go. Don't do that, you asshole. And I was like, oh wow, it fucking works.
Yeah.
And then Debbie put in the close up of her eyes.
Yeah.
That's I'll show you guys. It's coming up. It was that one.
Yeah. The blinking one.
Yeah. I mean, Sarah's got those eyes.
Yeah.
My early cut didn't have that. We had so many editors on this. It was we had 2 extra editors in the beginning, and then
Sam Bauer.
And then I ended up editing for about 3 months, and Netflix was like,
"You guys need a real editor."
Yeah. Well, hey, they were like, "You're editing so good, but maybe the movie can't be that good." They're like, "We got to bring somebody to make it not as good."
Right. That's exactly what happened again. Well, no, I think Netflix just wanted to know that like a real editor was on the movie and that we weren't doing everything.
Because I was doing all the VFX and Joe was doing all of the paperwork. It was just literally just us in an office at Pretty Bird doing the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, that's how it felt for a long time.
Yesterday I didn't feel like this landed that well.
I thought so. I thought people were
really.
I think so. I mean, I don't know.
I
don't know what people were feeling. I liked. I mean, the visuals are so. Again, great work from Sabor with, but we there's a lot of iterations of this. We went back and forth on, there's too many little things floating, and then the light's not bright enough, and now we should make them more slow motion. There's probably like 10 versions of these lights.
This was, when I first heard Gold Dust, we were writing the script, and I was like, oh my God, this is their low point. This is the story that connects all of them. And it's also a slight reference to, the Amy Mann moment in Magnolia when everybody sings along to her song. And I wanted the light to represent the magic of the night that kind of shines on them, to show that like, yes, all's like kind of, we've hit the bottom, but the night's still young. There's still this hope behind you. And then this is their turnaround.
And we got a good laugh with those two embracing in the light.
Oh yeah.
Last night.
So that does take away from the emotion moment of it, which is whatever. It's funny how it read or it felt so different in so many times that we watched it.
Really good editing here.
Yeah.
Is it?
So much of this movie really came together once we brought Debbie on. I mean, really, the movie came together once we got her on. I think I'd done a pretty good job working scenes.
Yeah.
But then
everything was there. It's just like it's sliding something over a second.
Yeah.
Literally losing 4 frames here and.
Yeah.
But then obviously she did some much bigger work as well. But.
I almost don't want to mention how good Debbie is because I don't want other people to work with her to take her away from.
Right.
From me.
Never hire Debbie.
Yeah.
Make sure she's always available for us whenever we have another thing happening.
Yeah. Real estate. That Electric Family shirt, excuse me, that was a custom shirt based on a previous design that they had. Des and I came up with different colors and a different block. And I just thought it was very suiting to have family be on the front of his shirt because, that's so much what the movie's about. And yeah, thank you. Shouts to Electric Family for helping us so much. They dressed so many of our extras. Hopefully you can buy that shirt sooner than later through the Electric Family website.
Yes, ladies, he is that attractive in person.
I don't think any ladies are going to be listening to especially this far in.
No, man, of course.
And here's the heartbeat. This is actually something that I don't.
Was it Nathan? Or who?
No, I'd always wanted it. I actually had Dylan write it into the script, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because it's something that happened to me. I forgot. I was like breaking up with one of my ex-girlfriends, and we were kind of like, I was laying on her chest, or she was laying on my chest, where we had our heads together, and I could hear our hearts beating. And I remember it blended with the music that was going on. It was just like a really sad moment. I was like, oh, I kind of want that to happen there, to be what guides them out.
Wow.
Thank you, Scott. I love this scene.
He got stickers on his face. He is all effed up.
Yeah, and I think he said he drank 5 Red Bulls.
Yeah, he just kept drinking Red Bulls. I was concerned about his safety.
And Sarah, too. And she's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Yeah, I was concerned because we didn't have a medic on the set that day. And I'm like, dude, stop. Your heart's going to explode. He goes, no, man, it's fine, dude. He's just drinking. Because he said he doesn't normally have caffeine. So that's what made me nervous.
Yeah.
He started powering down.
Gosh, this is so funny.
And he wore that hot wolf jacket all the time.
And those are his pants. Those are his real raver pants.
Anytime you wanted to congratulate him, you walked up and said, oh, hey, good job, Scott. And he's like, don't touch me. I'm completely soaked.
That coat Des and I picked up at Burbank thrift store.
At Goodwill?
Like a week before. And then it was her idea to do the
drug bag?
Yeah.
The drug
And then I think Lauren and Caroline brought it to life. Caroline was our other costume designer, and Lauren was her assistant who did all the sewing.
Oh, look at all the crap on their feet. Oh, that's so gross.
Festival.
This is my favorite part in the movie.
How good was this in the movie, man? In the movie theater yesterday.
Yeah.
This is again, I heard this with Pete when we went to go see Odessa. This song played and I was like, I loved it and I put it into my SoundCloud likes. And then after we shot this scene, I kept being like, what song work? What songs work? And I dropped this and it was so perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
But I didn't like the drop. So I kept trying to, I remember when I was editing this was one of those moments where I was like, life is so fucking awesome. It was a weekend. I think Des was out of town, so it was one of those rare instances where I got to just fucking go from like 8 in the morning till like 8 the next day, the next morning, just editing. And I was sitting there at like 2 in the morning. I'd basically listened to every single trap song on SoundCloud, was trying to find the perfect drop. And then in my playlist, right next to this on SoundCloud, was the Jai Wolf song that we ended up using. And it was like I'd overlooked it. And then when I went back and dropped it in, I was like, oh, that's perfect. But we need a heavier bass. And Aaron and I went and we got like a fatter kick and a fatter snare and dropped it on top. Then Nathan EQ'd it real big. But yeah, last night, man, that kick felt like it was supposed to feel.
Yeah. So this is obviously the super awesome festival that we shot that, the movie wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for Diaro.
And when we shot this, Adele, Hello, the Marshmello remix was playing for the Sarah side. Right there, she's dancing to that Adele drop, which I was always trying to match with the drop. But obviously we couldn't license Adele. But anyways, that was just a really fun moment just at the festival. And right there, I think, what's his name was playing? Carnage.
So if you haven't figured out which festival we shot at, you certainly will after we drop all these hints.
Nah, those guys play all over.
Okay, good. Man, it sure was nice to be in Alaska filming this scene.
Hey, the audience has no idea where I shot this. It was in New York, Texas.
Yeah. I had a little heart attack earlier because we have a logo in the cut that we're watching that was still there. It popped up. I'm like, oh my god! Oh no, we fixed that.
That was so fun, man.
Velo.
There's that kid who was tripping out behind him.
Remember the terrible line of ADR that
I know.
sorry, man. Oh, sorry, dude. Oh, it was so bad. Anyway.
This was one of the first scenes. I cut the scene with Dustin Chow. This was one of the first scenes we did because I knew that it was one of the most powerful.
There's our writer. There.
It was really, it was really good to cut this first because it got everybody really excited. Kind of just, kept momentum for the film. That's another thing for filmmakers is find the best scene, find the worst and the best scene and cut those first. And in between there is where you'll kind of find like the pacing of the movie.
And the makeup girl there, I mentioned, that's Dylan, our screenwriter.
Yes. This scene was so much fun to shoot. There was like a great vibe on set that day. Everybody felt like, oh, we're doing something cool, something good.
Yeah, more StubHub.
Mm-hmm.
Where were we going to film this if we didn't have StubHub? Because StubHub
I was planning on shooting it like kind of behind a stage.
Oh, right.
At
That's
Heart.
right. That's right. Because it was leading up to a stage. That's right. Aww.
Love that rainbow vest. Again, Des and I found that rainbow fabric downtown. Saw it and I was like, we have to get that. And that jacket was from Coogie. Thank you, Simon Faber, my agent, hooked us up with Coogie, sent us that jacket.
And let's talk about the headphones, V-Moda.
Oh, yes. Did you see the V-Moda chick?
Kira. I don't know if she was there last night, but Kira over at V-Moda supported the movie. She gave us all the headphones that you see.
The ones that we're wearing right now while we're recording this, too.
But they're super awesome. I forget the name of them, but they're like $250 headphones. And she did all the design of them, and they print them and etch them and sell them. So go to V-Moda and get some really cool headphones. This is XOXO inspired.
To me, this is the core of the movie is Tarek making that decision for the both of them to hijack the set. He has to pull Ethan into doing it and convinces him. I mean, to me, I think he has the most powerful arc of all the characters. And that was actually a change that we'd made in the script about second revision, I think, third revision. This gets a big laugh. I feel another reason why this gets such a big laugh is because this is when the stories are coming together and everybody knows that the ending is coming, so they feel like less tension.
Yeah, less tension.
Yeah. And that kid back there, he's got really red cheeks.
Anthony Luna.
Yeah, and Chris had one take where he's making fun of him for having a red face.
And that's what he said to me at the premiere last night. He came up to me. I'm like, so man, what'd you think? He goes, man, I was really red in that. I'm like, you were really red.
Yeah, so much that Chris made fun of you. That guy, Jason.
The security guard?
Yeah, he was telling me how he was friends with
Jason
the RZA
Yorker.
from Wu-Tang. And he's all like, I gotta set you up with him, man. You guys can be doing some real cool things.
Oh.
Never got that call.
Yeah.
So RZA, if you're out there, music here. Wait, we gotta take a minute to inspire this bass drop right here. I love that. I love the feeling.
Yeah.
I love that so much. As soon as that bass hits, that note, the progression of this song that Aaron and I did is following the progression of the ARP from All I Ever Wanted. And when that bass hits, it's just like, at least for me, maybe other audiences feel that way or don't. It just like, it's like that anticipation building of like, oh my God, they're in the big leagues now. And this is the stakes of it all. And that's like such the irony of when we shot this is how, well, first of all, we shot this at StubHub last year.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about when he runs up those stairs is that was like that moment, for all of us, and especially how I identified with it was like my moment, like going up those stairs. I felt like I was Ethan at that moment in the movie of like, well, we have to get this. And if not, we're fucked.
Yeah.
And we did have to get it because
We would have been.
Netflix just kept being so supportive. You know, let us like gave us the time, the year
extended
to figure out how we could get into the festival, how we could convince Dioro to do it. And I remember in my head the nightmare of imagining Damien running up those stairs, falling
Tripping.
face forward on the glass, smashing the fucking lens.
Here it is. Here's a shot. We had one shot at this.
And I had my phone in my pocket on standby, being like, all right, if that does happen, I'm shooting it on my phone.
Yeah.
At least we have something. We can figure out a way to up-res it, whatever.
So here we are. We had just
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes of stage time.
Dioro, thank you so much.
It felt like 3 seconds.
Oh my gosh, all of us. It was so much adrenaline.
Crowd of 50,000.
That was the most, and it was the last shot of the night, and I had fucking laryngitis. It was the last set of the night.
Yeah.
I had laryngitis. I had the flu. I could barely speak. It was freezing cold, but oh my god, it was such an amazing feeling. That was like one of those moments where I felt that our shoot completely transcended all of our efforts.
Yeah.
That like everything came together and was kind of operating on its own.
That's the jump in the universe will catch you moment for like big time.
Yeah. There was nothing that any of us could have done to have made that fall into place as well as it did.
And we could never do it again.
No.
We could never make this movie again.
No.
It was just perfect timing.
Yeah.
It was a miracle that it came together like it did for the amount of money.
And we right here, you can hear my sister's vocals. And right here, we switched from 235 anamorphic lenses to spherical because when we ran up those stairs, I told our DP, I want this to look like Terrence Malick in the lenses that Chivo uses. And I think he uses like 11 or 12, whatever, like a super wide angle. And we special ordered it. I remember telling you, emailed, do we need that? It's like, yes. We need that lens. And so we switched to 16:9 here, or 185, one of those. And it makes the audience feel more kind of engulfed by the experience in the film. It was an accidental choice, but I think it works really well.
And we talk about all the VFX in the movie. There are no VFX in this. All of this we got. They actually put the XOXO on the stage.
Yeah.
All of this is real. 100% of it.
Yeah.
It felt just good. And Chris and we got to go up on stage for the last like 2 minutes of our time.
Show them. We'll run into
the credits, and we got to dance and act like DJs.
Fuck yeah, man! There it is.
There it is.
Oh my god, that night was so insane, man.
Yeah.
The only feeling that topped that night was last night.
Last night, yeah. It's not the same thing.
Although this whole feeling was, I couldn't believe what happened.
Yeah.
I was so grateful last night, but that night was like
unbelievable. That
night was so surreal.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was just on autopilot, you know? Like I don't even remember what I said or what I did, but that was such an odd feeling.
I remember just like setting it up, like we had to go there, we had to talk to the people, we had to let them know the plan, and I was just expecting them to say, no, you can't do that. But like everything we said, we're like, here, we have the file. Here, we have 10 minutes of music. Here, we're going to go up at this time, and we're going to stand here and stage. And they're just like, okay, cool, guys.
And I couldn't talk. That was
and he
so
couldn't talk, so I was doing all the talking.
I could not fucking speak to the stage manager about how I wanted the shot. I had to like whisper to you.
It to me. That's like,
oh my God.
What's that when you whisper in someone's ear? It's like Sirio de Bergerac or whatever.
Oh yeah, Cyrano de Bergerac.
Yeah.
That's like the Roxanne.
That's
Steve
exactly
Martin.
what it was like.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So this is actually pieced together at two festivals. So important to mention here is I was really inspired by these close-up photographs by a photographer who shot close-ups of people at festivals, just in these like euphoric states. And I specifically told Joseph, our second unit DP, go out with a long lens and get close-ups. And I really believe that those close-ups, perfect example, are what make the movie. It's like those real reactions of real people having those real moments. And then I love this, man. I remember when we shot this, I like started tearing up because I was like, oh, it's so beautiful. It's like I'd been picturing that moment for a year. I'm talking about the Ray and Shani when they're saying goodbye to each other. The bros.
You gotta see that one more time.
Oh, there it is. Oh God, I love that shot. I love that shot. That shot gives me like a lump in my throat when I see that. And then this gets you laughing. Then when the crowd comes up, oh God, this is so good. And the hug.
I just noticed for the first time he had headphones on in the I Love You XOXO shot. I never noticed that before.
Oh yeah,
It didn't match.
Well, yeah.
Well, because we shot it.
Right.
We shot it 9 months apart.
God, that was so much fun, man.
Yeah.
I want to go do this movie again.
Yeah.
That's the sad part. You can only do this movie once.
Yeah, this was our time.
God, that was so much fun. And even if we did do it again, it's like it would never be the same. I just feel like it would never get any better either. We shot them separately. We shot the sides for
Right.
Graham. Graham wasn't looking at anything. Neither was Sarah. And that was always this ending. I really admire those movie endings that kind of take your breath away. Like, so for example, Kramer versus Kramer, when the elevator closes, Squid and the Whale, when he sees the squid and the whale, and most recently, what's the drummer movie?
Whiplash.
Whiplash, yeah. I always wanted that ending to kind of just end really abruptly before you can even catch your breath. So last night, I kind of regretted having 2 cards. I felt it was a bit egotistical. I kind of feel like it should have just been direct story and directed by.
Yeah.
Oh well, too late now.
Yeah, I feel like everyone was Ian Brick. He was our guy at Netflix.
Yeah.
He was like our main point of contact there, and we kept saying, "Sorry, Ian, but we need just a little bit more." And we said it to him about 37 times.
That guy's really stole
Oh yeah.
Scotty's money, man.
Yeah, you have if you're
Fuck that guy.
listening to this, you got to rewind it and play that again
Yes.
because that guy actually stole money out of
$60.
$60, and we got it on camera.
Yeah, you're guilty, you asshole. Spreading bad vibes at the.
And Scotty, man, he was so up for everything. He came to we were like, hey, Scotty, we're gonna shoot this thing. We don't know if we need you, and he's like, I don't care, man. I don't care if you need me. I'll just show up anyway. He was like he's the biggest supporter of the movie.
Oh yeah, going out on talk shows and stuff.
There we are.
There's Joe on the right. There's me dancing. We were 7 minutes in, and I knew we had a premix that Michael made, and I knew that when we hit the Calvin Harris song, I put down the wireless. I was like, we're gonna dance. There we are. God, that was so amazing.
Yeah.
There's me and Tarek. At the end of the night, Joseph just had us start celebrating. XO.
Boom.
And that's a wrap. Here's our amazing actors. Yeah. Great title design. I love the particles. Support.
And the sounds that add to it.
Yeah.
Bzz.
Pretty Bird, thank you so much.
Oh man, we were at Pretty Bird. We were supposed to be at Pretty Bird. That's a commercial production company. We were supposed to be there for 4 months, I think, from pre-production to shooting to the whole thing. And we were there for over a year and a half.
Yeah,
they were just like cool with it, like giving us lunch.
And for half of that year, we had free lunch, free snacks, and it was great for me at least editing the movie. I wouldn't have been able to do it at home. I think.
They gave us our own little editing bay and like all the tech assists that we needed, and they were our home for sure.
Yeah, I think before I did a movie, I always watched these crawls. I was like, how does it take that many people to do a movie? Because it came from the music video world where it was like, me and Joe and a DP and my directing partner Bill, like doing all the post. And a movie is a completely different endeavor. Our list is probably short in comparison to a lot of other movies, but it took every single one of those persons to get this movie.
And that's the cool thing about it. Like if any one of these,
Gary's name was spelt wrong. Gary Dunkey.
What? Oh,
Sorry,
man.
Gary.
Sorry, Gary. But yeah, like if any one of these people would have been different or changed, then the movie would have been just 1% different or
Yeah.
0.5% different. So it's amazing that any movie gets made, and you know.
Yeah.
But we certainly had a really great team.
Yeah.
Everybody worked for free at some point on this movie.
Yeah.
Some
Every
of
single
us,
person.
some of us more than others, obviously, but everybody gave something or took a lower rate, and just like they saw, the passion with Chris, and that's something that Dylan had mentioned. I talked to Dylan last night, and she was like, I don't know why I did this movie. 'Cause she originally did it for free. There was no money anywhere, and she wrote it for free. And the reason, I don't know if she's told you this, Chris, and she said when she had a meeting with you, she could tell that you weren't going to stop. That you were gonna make this movie, and that you just needed help. and it wasn't like, oh hey, we work for free. Like she's like, Chris is gonna make this movie no matter what. So I want to help him, and that's the reason that she decided to do it for free. I don't know if she shared that with you yet, but it was.
That's nice. Yeah, I think.
But that's the driving force, man.
That's what we were talking about earlier about why a second movie can be more difficult, because you don't have that naivete to really think like nothing's gonna stop me.
Yeah.
And that's, I think I said this in like an article, the one that I sent you, the Movie Maker one, that the most important thing I think for making a movie is passion, because emotional passion, that drive that the passion gives you, that emotional drive that the passion gives you, because you're going to encounter problems, as always, that will seemingly have absolutely no logical solution. And the only thing that'll get you through those answers or find you to those answers is an emotional drive, no logical drive. Because that'll drive you crazy trying to figure out, how am I going to coordinate that? How am I going to get into a fucking festival and get that last shot?
Right.
It's just at the
we definitely did not think of any of that going in. We were just like, no, we're just going to do it. And we were surprised that we were getting no's.
Hey,
like, what?
We're going over now.
No, people just stay with us. We have a couple more hours.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it. We're done.
Thank you for listening. If anybody does listen. So
we'll get at least three people will
all
listen.
right, so thank you for the 3 people who are listening.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we'll end it on one thing. Tell us what Terry said.
Okay, so Terry Rossio is a buddy of mine, and he came to the movie last night. And after the credits rolled, and
Terry Rossio, you should mention the stature of this friend of yours.
He's written a couple of things, like all of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and
Aladdin,
Men in Black, and Shrek, and the National Treasure series.
The second highest grossing screenwriter in the world.
Yeah.
And super humble, amazing dude.
Awesome dude. And he came to the movie, and he said he remembers seeing American Graffiti when it came out.
Oh my God. I can't wait to hear that.
So he said, I'm going to talk like him. He said, I remember seeing American Graffiti when it came out, and I remember thinking, wow, this captured the voice of this generation. And he said, I have never felt that moment again until right now.
Oh, that's pretty great.
Pretty good. Pretty good. So like, and then that made me think about it, because, there's like, this movie isn't made for me. Like this, I'm 38. Like this movie, I really like it. I really like this movie, but it's not something that it means something to me because I helped make it. That's why it means something to me, at least right now, and because I'm so close to it. But people are going to watch this movie, and they're going to love it. Like, it's going to be like their Big Fish or The Natural or Hook. Those movies for me that are just really important, and this will land on some people. And even if it's just a few people, or maybe it's thousands of people, I'm just very honored and proud that I was a part of it, and that Chris, brought me on to help make it.
Wow, well, thanks for sticking it out, because nobody else did.
Nobody else did. Right? Everybody else dropped off.
When shit hit the fan, it was just me and Joe in that little office.
Yeah.
And
here we are.
That's what it takes.
In Chris's living room.
No, in my office.
In his office.
/ living room. Yeah, that's great. I think that was that feeling, that I had early on. Like, remember before we got access to that last shot, you were like, I feel even if we released it right now, we'd still have a pretty decent movie. And it's like, that was always kind of there, and it didn't really come into fruition until we finished it.
Yeah.
But like that magic, that spark, that
came.
kind of captures what the 2016, like whatever, young adult, millennial, I don't know what you want to call it, but like festival experience is. And the irony of that is that I don't know what it's like to be 21 right now, but what I tried to be honest to was that experience that I had at that age. When we were at, when Calvin Harris was playing, I was looking out at everybody. I was like, that feeling I got was the exact same, just way bigger.
Yeah.
So
that's it. So thanks for sitting through it.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice night. Thanks. Watch the movie again. Talk about it on social media so we know that you guys love it.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you.